Yeah, welcome back to DXB Today, where we're focusing today on design and how it can contribute to your optimal wellness and well-being. Our next guest stands as a mover and a shaker at the very forefront of the spa and the leisure industry, the wellness industry as a whole, wielding over 2 decades of expertise and experience and an unwavering commitment to innovation throughout. Please welcome Kiefer, the CEO and the founder of Spa Wellness Project, Rayya Wellness. Thanks so much indeed for being with us.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Pleasure to be here.
Always. So we're talking wellness, and obviously this is something that runs through your very veins as well. When it comes to design and designing a wellness space, and they don't get much more wellness than spas, of course, is it essential that you have to have this assault on all the senses? Do you have to touch all the senses?
Look, I mean, it would be ideal for us to say wherever we can, we do that, right? But we're very limited in space sometimes in the businesses that we operate. So when you're looking at the hotels, you might have a hotel that has 600 rooms, but only 3 treatment rooms. Yeah. But we also have properties where we have, 12,000 square feet spa with a clinic and wellness center and everything. So it's about the activation possibility. How much can we do? So we're touching as many senses, touch points as we can, depending on the space where we operate.
Now, speaking of senses, I love it when I go to the spa and I hear all these little birds. I'm like, where are they? No. But it's like you mentioned, it's all the senses are there. But when I mention birds, why is it important to have that nature sound and nature aspect in a spa?
Look, I think nature is associated with a certain type of serenity, right? If you're looking at Japan, we have places where people go to do nature walks in the forest just to relax and ground themselves. And especially here in Dubai, we are lacking the nature aspect. And people are really associating themselves with the wellness aspect if they have the surrounding nature sounds, the water, the birds, waterfalls maybe. So it really helps with the relaxation and to ground yourself. That's the whole aspect. It's an ambience thing, right? So but we're not looking only at the sound itself, we're also looking at the lighting, the airflow. Everything needs to kind of be imperceptible, which is ideal for me. As a consultant, I always try to make it as subtle as possible. And everything works as a synergy, like a perfect clockwork. This is what we're trying to achieve when we're working with hotels to increase the sense of well-being.
And there's the right temperature as well, right?
100%, yeah, absolutely. What is the right temperature for you might not be the right temperature for her, right? So we always have to try to find the middle ground and try to have a customized approach when it comes to wellness.
Yeah, so coming from the design background, obviously when we do design spas, we always have this, I wouldn't say like conflict, but we always have sort of an ongoing discussion with operators on the selection of materials.
Yeah.
Something that is durable, something that is suitable for wet, cold, constantly changing temperatures. What would you say is sort of the ideal kind of material palette or type of material that is long wearing, durable, but also versatile, also has quite a lot of design options that we can use or create different spaces?
First of all, I want to say I feel your pain, right? Because I know exactly there's a big difference if you're dealing with asset managers, owning companies, or if you're dealing with a private owner, right?
Yeah.
I mean, speaking about Dubai, how many spas do we have or wellness centers do we have along the Jumeirah, line? You can't even count them anymore, right? But if you're working with the big corporations, also the budgets are a little bit higher. And people are open for discussion, because if you're looking at the smaller businesses, it's really very difficult to find the right middle ground, right? And I can understand that as an entrepreneur, I can really resonate with that. But when you're looking at the sustainability aspect and of different materials, look at places like Indonesia, what they're using, right? Pallets like very wooden structures, with teak wood. Anything that is sustainable on sandstone, for example. But again, it is really heavily depending on the budgets. If we would have 100% say and endless, spend, we would definitely work with natural stones only, with wooden elements like teak wood, because you can see if you have a setup like that, it is timeless. It doesn't get destroyed. You look at the old spas, the really old spas in Dubai. Can I take as an example? Maybe the Fairmont Dubai, right? It's over 20 years old. When we took over that facility, we saw everything built in sandstone, very, very heavy, thick marble plates. It's like a Mercedes, it just doesn't break, right?
So
but then you see now the new style of build. You're taking a tile that looks like a marble slab. After just 2 years, it's scratched up. So there again, it depends on the budgets.
And just going on that as well,
Yeah.
like toxic, like versus non-toxic things as well, and certain materials, it plays a big part, right?
100%,
Like, you know what I mean?
yes,
You're
yes.
getting the natural eucalyptus rather than the fake one, and all that
Yeah,
sort of thing as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
But there again, it's a budget question.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
again, if you want to go all in, you can go as natural as possible. We would never use anything that is not based on essential oils in our burners, in our steam rooms. But then again, if you're looking at a high consumption, eventually you're going to look at the expense sheet and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is so expensive, right? So then again, some operators will take the red marker and they will just try to skive. But yeah, you should be authentic.
So, but when you get that from clients, and again, don't name names or anything like that,
Yeah.
but I'm sure you do, where, yeah, to stand out in an environment like Dubai or the UAE, you want to be
Yeah.
the biggest, you want to be the best, you want to be the most luxurious, etc. How do you manage the expectations of design versus practicality? Because they are practical workspaces, aren't they?
Absolutely. But look, I don't want to, how can I phrase that now without stepping on anybody's feet? But what I sometimes say is, right, you have the gold plate, you have spas where you have the gold plated ceilings, you have, you know,
Chandeliers, yeah.
absolutely crazy, fit out, and you go into a relaxation area and it's as big as the studio, right? But then the service might not be as great and you feel like a number or like a dollar sign that is walking through the door. So I think, you know, it's this, you know, this is our industry, working from the heart, being authentic and working really to give the clients an experience that changes a lifestyle maybe, or just gives them something where they walk out of the door and they're like, wow, really, I feel fantastic. I want more of that. I want to feel better. I want to come back for more serenity, for more wellness. Then all of this glitzer and glimmer and gold-plated ceilings and diamonds is going to be forgotten. It's only the people and it's the very basics of human nature that will remain. And that is what our industry is built on, and that I would love to see more of. And I say this on stage a lot when we go to the conferences. I say, you guys forget about the profit and focus on people and focus on what is wellness and what does it mean. And then the answer lies on the table. It's actually quite simple.
Christian, I'm definitely going to be employing you to come and look at my space and look how we can do things.
Can we get it in writing?
Yeah, I will definitely, man. We'll work something
Any
out.
budget from
We'll
him,
work-
zero budget.
Okay, good. Moving on.
But so just before we wrap up, last 10-15 seconds,
Sure.
give us your top 3 recommendations of some really good places to go.
Really good places to go.
Yeah, for spa.
Without naming my
Well,
spas.
yeah.
No. I would say again, it's not a one size fits all
Yeah.
approach. Right? It's just one size fits one. Again, what you might like, you might not like, right? So I would say boutique is the way forward. I would love to maybe check out the Edition Hotel in downtown, which is beautiful, or the Marriott, the Jewel of the Creek. If you want to have more spacious facilities, they have amazing hammams and really serene spaces. And just overall, our new venture as well, which will be the Address Dubai Marina. Sorry, I can't say address anymore. Now it's the JW Marriott Marina,
Yes.
where we are creating a synergy between a proper biohacking center and a longevity center and the spa, which is now going to be our new business model going forward. So this is something that I would also highly recommend for you. It's going to open up in November. End of this month, and yeah, this is the top 3 for me at least.
Well, Christian, we will be waiting for the invite for this longevity center.
100%.
That's for sure. Consider us your first, but thank you so much for joining us on the show.
It was a great pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.